felt bad because I hadn't had a shave for 2 days, right? Looked at her, it was ridiculous. She might as well have kept her trunks on. It was just like she was wearing furry trunks, right? So anyway, so I'm walking along.
Yeah, go on then.
So Suzanne's like, oh look, and I'm like, oh, not again, you know, because every time we go away, there always seems to be one of these.
Is she by herself, this woman?
Well, the weird thing was, she was with her husband, right,
Yeah.
but he had shorts on, he was happy, right, but every time, like, because I walked past her, and he sort of ran off, because he's embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing normal about it. What can he do? He can't go, alright mate, because he knows it's odd, right?
How old was he? Sorry, how old was she?
It's hard to tell when someone hasn't got clothes on. Do you know what I mean? They always look older, don't they, when they haven't got clothes on anyway, but I'd say she was about 40, 41.
Okay, right.
So yeah, so I walked past, and the annoying thing is, she got there on a bike, right? No clothes on, little pair of boots next to the bike. So if you can wear boots, just pop some shorts on. Do you know what I mean? That takes more effort for me, putting boots on. But put the shorts on, right? So anyway, so the husband kept running off. I walked past, and I'm getting annoyed because I'm saying, well, we've got to walk past them again on the way back.
I like the fact they're scuttling away when Carl walks past. Like when you lift up a bit of, sort of iron sheeting in the woods and loads of mice run away.
Yeah.
It's like whenever Carl goes, that nudists run away.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
So we sort of come walking back and what have you, and you know, I have another look and what have you, and he runs off again.
Why are you another look if it offends you so much?
Oh, you might as well just have a look, you know what I mean? It's just putting it on show and what have you. But the interesting thing was, I just wondered whether the husband...
If the husband were nude, you'd looked at his tackle, because remember when you went to see those two strippers and it was a woman and man, and they whipped their shorts off, you said you looked at his tackle first.
I think any bloke would.
Well...
You would. You just check it out, it's natural, isn't it? You just go, oh, right.
Go on,
it is normal or whatever. Because you don't know if you know what I mean? You don't know if what you've got's right until you see someone else's. No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so, but he got us talking, because I was, then, as soon as I saw her, sort of, today's been ruined a bit, so I'm walking up the beach.
It's been ruined!
Walking up the beach with Suzanne going, how does it happen? Do you know what I mean? Why do people do this? What fun are they getting out of it and what have you? And, I just was thinking, is there any chance that fella, right, didn't even know that she was a nudist until they went away? Do you know what I mean? Because I said to Suzanne, say if I met Suzanne, it's like we're getting on, yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah.
And then you go off on holiday and you go, you haven't got much luggage. And she's like, no, it's fine, this is plenty, and I'm thinking that's weird. And then we go down the beach and she whips her knickers off. I'd be annoyed, but there's nothing I could do. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I'm just wondering whether that's what happened to this fella. Every time someone came walking up, he was like, oh god, this is embarrassing. And he kept nipping off.
Yeah.
Finding something else to do.
Look at some shells.
So
I'm wondering, Rick, if at some point, maybe today or in future shows, we should get a nudist. You know, one of those official nudist spokespeople. You know, because all these nudist organisations, get them on the phone, justify themselves to Carl, because, you know, in his mind, they are, what would you say, weirdos, freaks?
I don't quite get it. I was reading something in one of the supplements last weekend, and some journalist went round to some, whatever you call it, some resort or whatever for nudes and that. And it's
Were
just...
they playing volleyball?
Well, the annoying thing was, bowls.
Why is that annoying?
Well, don't play a sport where you got to bend over.
Neil Young from the album Zuma, and that's Pardon My Heart on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. We just had a text here that says, and I don't know what truth there is in this, as ever, but John says there is apparently a nude bike ride today in Hyde Park. Now, I can't believe that's the case, because I don't think it's allowed, is it? You can't ride around with your veg, can you?
I don't know.
Why would you want to?
Well, it's a good point.
On a bike.
On a bike, I love the fact that that's what disgusts him.
I want, do you know what, if we did appeal for a nudist to call in, I'd want a very specific sort. I don't want I want a German nudist, a middle-aged man called Helmut.
Okay.
If there is any, or the closest one to it. So, I want a middle-aged man from Germany. If your name is Helmut, you're in, but I'll accept hands, Carl would be good,
Okay,
wouldn't it?
all right.
Yeah.
I think I'm wondering if the age might. Maybe we could we broaden that out
Okay,
a
just
little
a German nudist bloke.
bit? Right.
Could he at least be fat? Could I find a fat German fella? If your name's Helmut, we're going to give you a big prize.
Yeah.
But, you know, any fat German fella who likes to get his sausage out.
Sure.
Okay?
It's sauerkraut.
Yeah.
What's the phone number?
0871 222 1049. It'd be good just to get an email or a text over the contact, wouldn't it? And then I can just call them up in the week.
Sure.
And
83936 is the text number. I don't know what our audience demographic pans out like, Rick, but I'm suspecting that's probably a fairly small fraction of our listenership.
I know, but, you know,
fat
there must be
German
someone out there, if you
nudists.
know a fat German who likes to get his tackle out, phones are going.
Straight away.
Just answer it, Carl, just answer it, just pop that.
it could be anything.
Well, then just
No,
see what it
To be
is.
fair, it could be a nutter. It could be a nutter.
But just say hello, just tell his no
If it's
straight away.
important, he'll stay there, won't he? He'll stay there.
Well, answer it.
Oh, let's
Answer
leave
it.
Leave it.
Answer it.
Oh, you see this? It's gone. It's gone. There you go. He bottled it, so just as well.
Well, you took too long to answer it.
There's a vicar in Australia who's started sort of doing his services and all that in nude.
Hot in it out there.
Yeah,
Where'd
but
you get this
churches aren't. Churches are pretty cold. It was on some website.
Of course it was. Yep.
Just saying about a vicar and that who's there's a lot of nudists and that who want to get married. Do it, you know, don't mess about with the wedding dress and that. Just snip up.
Cheaper, isn't it?
Well, I also suppose it's so, I suppose if you believe in God, you believe that, that's the way to be, innit? Because Adam and Eve and that.
Yeah, but then in Adam and Eve, the shame made us dress up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Eating the apple and things.
Yeah, but God didn't want that, did he?
No, he wanted to see it all. He was loving it. He was having a whale of time getting a life full of all of that, and then the snake said,
snake.
cover yourself up.
Stitched him right up.
Yeah.
So if you believe in God, which clearly I don't, do you believe in God, Carl?
Don't know, I don't really worry about it. It was ages ago, wasn't it? So, you know, if he's about, whatever. Not that bothered. Adam and Eve is pretty interesting though, isn't it?
It's not, well, how was it interesting? He made man out of dust. Then just because he could, he's having a laugh. Then he made her out of one of his ribs. Again, he'd like to vary it a little bit. Then they had 2 sons, which gave rise to the entire human race. What was going on there then?
What would have happened if they didn't get on? That's interesting.
Sometimes with pandas, they don't fancy the other one, do they? They go, well, that's my choice, one. You've brought me one panda from Lisbon Zoo, and I've got to shag that. What if I don't fancy it? What if they bring in a right slapper?
Do you think
What if it's the equivalent of, like, Love Island,
Well, I
whatever it's
imagine it
called?
was like Celebrity Love Island.
Yeah, and they're going, I'm not shagging that slapper. Every panda in the world has seen that dirty old mott in magazines. Why am I meant to mate with it? I've got some dignity.
Are you talking about Adam there or Panda? Was that?
Or
Either is fine, I suppose.
no, bad
Do you think
pandas.
that Adam had any say when God was making Eve? Was he saying, "Can make the boobs a bit bigger, would you?" And then I'm a blonde guy. I'm into blondes, really. I mean, I don't know. Did he have any input, or was it just?
I don't know. Well, I suppose
It was one of his ribs. After
I know,
all.
but he's probably restricted. You go, well, I'm working with a rib, Adam. Give me a break. There's only so many things I can do.
Well, he's probably in kind of intensive care, wasn't he? With the whole.
They go, well, I can't just keep making the boobs and things bigger because their legs will get shorter. I don't mind short legs.
Yeah, make the legs longer.
I don't mind no legs. I don't mind no legs.
As long as the boobs are sizable.
I tell you what's weird though, Steve, right? Everyone's heard of, like, Adam and Eve, yeah? What's the surname?
Yeah, where'd they get their post from? Unbelievable.
Now listen, before you play the next tune, we should just, we were trying to mop up some stuff from the last couple of shows which we haven't dealt with yet. One of which is an obsession of yours, because we're on a radio station, Ricky and I come in, we bring in CDs, music we love, it means so much to us, we adore it. You don't really care about music, you work at a radio station, it's just, you know, I don't care.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do like a good track. I don't like everything that comes out and everyone raves about.
Yeah, you thought the iPod wasn't worth it because you named the 5 tracks you'd like. What was it? It was In the Ghetto, Babushka, Living in the City. What was the other one? Killing a Georgie, and there was one other one or something. And you just only like songs with a story.
Yeah, but then there's a reason to listen to it, isn't there?
Well,
when
no,
you've got that
only
story
once.
going on. No, because you might forget the ending. Listen to it again.
Yeah,
But
you
anyway,
might, yeah.
you've been listening to Babushka quite a lot, is that right? Because you've really got into your head now, you're trying to decipher
Well,
the story.
when I've been sort of asking for songs with stories, people have texted in, emailed in, and whatever, and I've had a couple